Hello and welcome to Let's Fix Computers. We've got a custom build gaming rig here that is cutting out. So let's just turn it on and I'll show you what it does. So we turn it on and all will seem well, and then it'll stop working. Okay, it's going into Windows recovery because it's been cutting out a lot, but yeah. There we go, and it's gone. So that is our problem. So first thing that's popping to mind is the power supply. So let's swap out the power supply and let's see if it does anything. Okay, here we go. Power on. Oh, and there it goes. Okay, yeah, so heating our power supply. Okay, so it's not the power supply, that hasn't helped, so we're going to switch back to its main power supply so we can keep the desk tidy. Okay. So we'll disconnect the drives just so it's not trying to start up at all when we're testing it. Right, so what else could it be? So this doesn't feel like a bad graphics card. This is an AM3 Plus platform, so we've got no onboard graphics. So we could switch out to a test graphics card. Let's do that, because I don't think it's going to be the graphics card, so we're going to put another one in just so we can take that out of the equation completely. Alright, spare graphics card, power on, power on. Okay, that cut out, but I didn't see any signal at all from that, which is a bit concerning. I'm just going to try it with another different graphics card just to be certain, because I don't like the way that I had no output from that. Okay, the reset switch is jammed on the front of the case. So I'm just going to disconnect that. Okay, I've disconnected the reset switch and now it won't turn on. I'm not going mad. It does say reset. Power LED, hard drive LED, reset switch, reset switch. Okay, this case has been repaired, and it had the front switch on it has been replaced with a reset switch from another computer. So the power switch is labelled reset switch. That's not at all confusing. Alright, so it was the black and grey one that I pulled and then it didn't work, so that's obviously... So the black and grey one is our power switch. Let's plug that back in. And we can leave all the rest of it DC. You don't need any of those other cables for it to turn on. Right, okay, nothing, and I still didn't see a signal from that, so I'm not sure if my testing card is working. So I'm going to put another testing graphics card in there. Don't know how much I trust this thing. Alright, still no signal. And we're still turning off. That seems a bit weird. I noticed as well that the power cycling has gotten shorter now. Previously it was posting and it was staying on for an amount of time, but now it cuts out within a few seconds. So interestingly, the amount of time it takes to turn off is getting shorter. Okay, so are we bare booting? We could take out the wireless card. Let's take everything else out. Alright, so we're bare booting now. Everything else is unplugged. No graphics card. It should stay on without a graphics card in it. So, what do we got? Still nothing. Okay. Right, let's inspect the CPU. Oh. Oh my. So, I noticed that the CPU fan wires were going through the cooler. I thought they had been routed through the fins of the CPU cooler. It was under the CPU cooler, like that. You can see the pattern in the thermal paste. And there's thermal paste and, oh yeah. Okay, well we found our problem. Diagnosis complete. Let's hope that the CPU isn't cooked yet. So firstly, we're going to clean up that CPU and just drop a testing cooler on top of it. And the chances are, because I suppose it could have been overheating, but don't know, we'll find out in a minute. Let's clean up this CPU. Okay, right, and let's give it a graphics card so we might be able to get a signal from this as well. Okay, power on. Okay, it's not cutting out, but we've got no signal either. However, we haven't had a signal since I took the main graphics card out, so I'm not quite sure how to interpret that. And my testing graphics cards are in pretty shabby condition these days. I'm just going to swap this out to its main graphics card again and just see if we actually get a signal. I'm not missing anything else that might be needed. Oh, I've got no CPU. Idiot. CPU power's not plugged in. Pro tip, always be sure to power your CPU. Okay, so I've plugged in the CPU power from the Antec power supply that I'm not currently using. This is a professional YouTube channel and I do this for a living. There we go, we've got post again. Right, okay, so we're going to let it sit on disk boot failure for a bit and see what it says. Okay, it's staying on, so we're going to turn it off again, and I think we're going to let it boot into Windows. I didn't plug in SATA. Jesus Christ. This video would probably be about 30 seconds long if it wasn't full of failures. Okay, right, we are booting into Windows. We're undiagnosing your PC, but it should just cycle straight through this and restart now because the actual fault with the computer has been resolved. So I'm just going to leave this to think about it, and it should come back up to the desktop when it's finished. Okay, right, this thing's on the desktop. I think we're about done with this. We'll put the stock cooler back on and we'll tidy up all these cables, and then we're all done. So let's turn her off. Alright, let's blitz through these cables. Okay, so the wires on the CPU cooler are pinched, but none of them are broken. There's no exposed metal on those wires, so I'm happy just to fit this CPU cooler back in. Okay, there we go, we're done. So the next stage we need to do is I'll start this up and I'll burn test it, so I'll leave it running firm up or something like that just to make sure it doesn't cut out and just to make sure that the temperatures are same. This little stock cooler won't give us very good temperatures. It will probably sit at like sort of 60 to 70 degrees and make a lot of noise while it does so, but it'll work, it'll do the job, especially now that the fan wire isn't trapped underneath there. And as you can see, we've done a quick cable tidy job on here, so it actually looks a bit more presentable now. Right, so thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye for now.